What's up guys, and welcome to the What's Up Guys garage, where today I'm going to be installing a set of BC Racing Coilovers on the VB WRX, which is now here in my garage in Texas, so that I can do a lot more stuff to it a lot more quickly, which means more video content for you. So let's get started and let's get these coilovers installed. Why the BC Coilovers? I picked them because they kind of strike the balance between performance, durability, and affordability. Right now this is a street car, it is not seeing a ton of track time, so I didn't need to spend gobs of money on a high performing track setup. They are much more affordable than an Olin setup. They are much more affordable than KW, and you will get a lower ride height and better handling when you install them. So it kind of comes down to what you're going to be using it for. And if you're planning on running some track days here and there, but mostly this is a street car, this is going to be a really good option for you. BCs are kind of known for striking that balance between performance, durability, and affordability. They offer a wide range of customizability. You can lower your car anywhere from 1 to 3 inches with these. Handling will most certainly be improved with them as you do lower the center of gravity of the car. You have stiffer spring rates, which are going to reduce the body roll from the car, and you have camber adjustment in the front. I'm gonna be running some 265 tires on this thing. We're gonna see how that works out. They are readily available and easy to get for most platforms. You often don't find them to be out of stock, so you don't have to wait when you decide you wanna get some coilovers. You can order them and you can get them within 5 business days in most cases. So now that we have the why out of the way, let's go ahead and start working on getting these on the car. It is way harder to install it on a Mazda Speed or a Focus ST. The WRX has those nice bolts that you just zip out and then the strut pops off. You don't have to do any crazy spreading or anything like that. And since these are coilovers, I don't even have to take the springs off the stock struts. With lowering springs, you do have to do a little bit more work, but they are quite a bit more cheaper, quite a bit less financial constraint with springs. That was dumb. Anyways, whatever. About to start the install on these BC coilovers. One thing that you will need to note is the end links. You are replacing the front end links and you have to disconnect the rear end links. You're gonna wanna make sure you disconnect both end links at the same time, because whatever happens to one side, the sway bar wants that to happen to the other side. So when you're trying to lift the one side, you're going to be lifting both sides and it's way too heavy to do that. So disconnect both end links and you'll be good. Anyways, let's go ahead and get started. You have the 2 bolts on the knuckle here. One of them is a camber bolt. So what I did on the other side is I marked it in the direction, like pointed directly out. That way I could get it kind of close to where it was. And you got the bottom camber bolt. You got this little clip here, and on the BC, this bracket right here, they give you a bracket to replace this with. It just bolts to the side of the coilover body. And then you got the brake line mount right there, which comes on the BC coilover. And then we've got these 3 bolts on the top, which will let the shock drop down. I mean, it doesn't really get much easier than this. Oh, and the sway bar, yeah, sorry. So the sway bar right there, we're gonna disconnect that from the shock body, and then we're gonna take it off of the sway bar right here. Look at all that filth. Had to open the garage door, get a little airflow, and maybe get a little bit more light where I can see. We're about to do the back. I will say this is a bit painful and tricky if you're gonna be doing it by yourself. Okay, we're up here in the trunk and I'm gonna show you where the bolts are for the top of the strut, or well, the nuts anyways. So you have this little flap underneath all of your trunk carpet stuff. and there's one of them right there, and the other's on the other side there. You can see both of them. We're gonna loosen those first, since I'm by myself right now, and it'll drop down, and it'll drop down whenever we loosen the control arm. Got the bolts out, or the nuts. Keep interchanging those words. And I'm gonna move on to getting the control arm loose. But yeah, it's not too hard to get those. It's just hard to get them back in whenever you're by yourself. Oh, and you're gonna wanna set the adjustments here. Let's talk about that real quick. You're gonna wanna set the adjustments for the strut before you put it in there. You see the little adjustment knob on top. I'm setting mine to about halfway in between stiff and soft, or hard and soft. And I believe you can get to them. There's like a little plug that's there that you can remove, and you might be able to get your finger in there and turn it and get it to change once it's in there. But it's gonna be a little bit difficult to do that, so I do suggest setting it first and just set them all the same to start, and then that's where driving around and learning how it feels and making small adjustments to see what you like best is going to come in handy. I'm also going to go back and tighten all these down, make sure that they're not loose or anything. I don't want them getting lower or higher as I drive, but I'll do that before I put the wheels on. And I'm gonna start with the settings that are out of the box. I've double checked, make sure that they're all the same number of threads so that they're not, one higher than the other. And so that's where I'm gonna start, is just out of the box settings, and go from there and see what we get. You gotta do what you gotta do. There we go. See? That's not too hard. So that is going to pretty much conclude the installation bits. Now it is time to put the wheels on and put it on the ground and see how much I'm going to have to raise it. So for this whole video, I haven't really talked about the wheels that I'm putting on this thing. So I guess I should mention, as you can see, I have the Falcon Xena tires. They're 200 tread wear, so they should be decently sticky. And they are sitting on some 18 by 9.5 Motegi Battle 5 wheels, 18 by 9.5, and it's a 265/35 18 tire. So it's a bit of an aggressive setup. I am nervous that I'm going to have to raise the car a little bit. I probably will have to raise it up a little bit, but we're going to see what it looks like. And we'll roll it straight out of the garage to get some pictures, and roll it straight back in the garage to take everything off and raise it up. Yep, I like that. That's a little aggressive. Got a 2-finger gap, that should work. Except any kind of suspension flex at all, and it's gonna just rip that fender out. But good thing it's plastic and only cost 30 bucks. Yeah, you can see where it's catching on the fender a little bit right there. Oh yeah, right there, you see where it grabbed the... Some of that's plastic. Yeah, it's pulling some of that plastic off. So it may self-clearance actually, but at least I know where I need to trim. Overall, the install was not bad at all. I'd say, I don't know, maybe a 5 out of 10, maybe a 4 out of 10. It's really not that hard. With the way the Subaru suspension is set up, like, there's no crazy prying or pulling or anything. Everything just kind of unbolts and pops out, and then you put the new one in, especially if you're doing coilovers and not springs, and it all just seems to work well. So the drive, like, it feels good. I do have rubbing. I have noticed that. Seems to mostly happen on the back, but I do rub on the front every once in a while, but not bad. I do think if I was to raise it a little bit, I'd probably still get a little bit of rubbing in the back. I'm more likely going to just trim some of that plastic because I think there's enough to remove that I can trim that, and we can get it to not rub back there. They ride really good. Like, aside from the rubbing here and there, which is my fault for putting stupid wide tires on, aside from that, this thing rides really good. So I'm very happy with that. I had BC Coilovers a long time ago on my Mazda Speed, as I mentioned before, and I like the ride on those as well. So yeah, they're still what I remember them to be. The performance is definitely enhanced. My wallet is not broken. Overall, I'm really happy with the driving experience right now with all the mods that I've done so far, and I've got more to do. See, that was a bounce. Like, that one, actually, I felt the car unsettle a little bit, and that's where your entry-level coilovers are going to fall short of like a higher performing coilover, because they don't have as much travel, and travel's where you start to get into the higher performance coilovers, because they have more travel, and that allows the wheels to remain in contact with the road even on larger bumps, and there's more I guess compressive controls. These have, like, I think it's like 32 dampening adjustments, but I don't think you're gonna feel every single click. It's probably more like half that, like where every other click might be enough difference to feel, and really it may even be half that. It may be that there's only really 8 points of adjustment that you're actually gonna notice a difference on. But again, we're not looking for a track setup. We are looking for a street setup that makes the car more fun to drive. Because there's plenty of you guys that want to lower your car and have that adjustability for ride height and everything, and alignment, but you don't want to deal with like lowering springs. You just want to, like, pop in the coilovers and be done, and not have to separate your struts and springs and everything, which installation is way easier on coilovers than lowering springs. Okay guys, we're back in the garage after going on a drive. When you buy something for your car, you want it to make you feel better about driving your car, and you want your car to look better, and I think these BC Coilovers definitely accomplish that. And man, does it look good on those battles. I just love these wheels. And I love the fitment too, and I'm gonna be sad if I have to raise it up any because of the rubbing, but we'll cross that bridge later. Let's see, let's look right there, yes. Those are some STI Brembos, the 6 pots. I got the 6 front, 4 rear ones. Gonna be going with the Paragon front brake rotors and all that stuff to get these on the car. But I'm not sure what I wanna do about the color. So comment on this video and let me know what color you think I should have those powder coated. I like the yellow. I'm tempted to just clean them up and throw them on even with the STI logos. I don't know, you guys comment and let's see what you guys think. I'd love to hear from you guys. And actually, you guys may have noticed since the video was shot where I installed, I don't even know what that is. It has a CF in the part number, which I assume means carbon fiber. I think it might be the front lip. It's the only thing I can think of that would be that big. And I think this might be a wing or a little spoiler. So this is all coming up in the near future. I haven't even got to take this stuff out of the box yet. I'll do that on video for you guys. I've got a lot of work ahead of me on this VB WRX, so you guys better subscribe to the channel because there's a lot more content coming out. We'll catch you next time. That was weird. I don't like the way that ended.